Hey guys, what's going on? This is video number 2 of our 4-part series for this month, all about how to make you a more resilient runner. In this video, I'm going to talk all things core related. But first things first, we're going to stop calling it your core and rather call it your inner unit. Your inner unit is everything from shoulders to hips, front, back, and both sides. It wraps you in 360 degrees. One of the things that we don't talk about enough is how to use your inner unit, aka your core, to brace the body, but also to create space for the breath. And this helps facilitate movement in the arms and the legs. So if you're ready, let's get started. And the first thing that we need to focus on is breathing in 360 degrees. So come down to the floor with me and find a comfortable seat. So that could be cross-legged, legs out in front. You could sit on your heels if you'd like, whatever works best and is most comfortable for you. And if you prefer to do that sitting in a chair, go for it. Sit up nice and tall. Feel your sitting bones rooting into the floor, the chair, the mat, whatever you're on. And get a sense for head over shoulders over hips. And you can either shift your gaze down towards the floor or close your eyes all together here. Seal your lips and start to take a couple nice deep breaths in and out through the nose. And see if you can feel your belly, then your rib cage, then your chest. And as you exhale, chest, ribs, belly. So often we're taught to kind of suck in our belly and really keep it all braced in tight. But here I'm going to ask you to do the opposite. Really let your belly release, let the belly button come forward, fill the rib cage, then fill the upper chest. And let go of chest, then ribs, then belly. And as you do this, you'll start to feel the breath into different parts of the body. And ideally, we want to start to be breathing so that you feel it in the front, but also in both sides, and even feeling it in the back of the body too. So as you're breathing in, you're feeling just that little bit of expansion in your low back, maybe your mid-back, maybe even up into the upper ribs. As you finish that next breath, just gently opening your eyes if you haven't done so already, and just getting that sense for creating a bracing effect and creating space at the same time in your inner unit, in your core. So now we're going to actually transition to lying on our back. And when you get there, you're going to feel back of the head, shoulders, and hips on the floor. Maybe take a second to tuck and untuck your pelvis to find some neutral space alignment here that feels really good. Knees come up, shins are parallel with the floor, arms come up. So this position is called hollow body hold, and it's kind of like our home base. Every time we add something to this, we're going to come back to this home base position. So we make this harder by extending a leg, maybe both legs, maybe the arms, one or both at the same time, reach out and away. And we only go as far as we feel like we can continue to feel that brace and space in the core. The second that my low back comes up off the ground, right, and it's no longer kind of long and neutral, that's where my legs stop. Maybe I bring them back to this home base position and try again. So I'll extend, reach, extend and reach. Maybe the arms come out and I hold here. And if you get the shakes, that's a good thing. Come all the way back. And you could try that a couple times. Reach, reach, and hold. And you could even, as you come back to neutral, home base here, up the ante by lifting head and shoulders up off the mat. Maybe you hold fingertips behind the head, but we're not pulling it forward. And we reach legs out as far as you can. Maybe one arm, maybe two, and you hold. And then come all the way back in. hug the knees, maybe rock a little side to side. Come back to this home base position, and now let's do what we call a little dead bug. So you're going to take opposite arm, opposite leg, and reach out and away. Touch as far as you can without feeling that low back come up off the ground, and come back to center. Switch sides. So slow and under control here is the name of the game. We want to constantly be checking in with our alignment, making sure that we're going nice and slow to reap the maximum benefits here. There's nothing to be gained by going super fast, right? That's all momentum. But if we can do it slow, focused, and controlled, we can explore this range of motion and find where the work needs to happen. Good. Come all the way back up to center. Hug the knees in. Maybe give a little rock side to side. And then gently rock yourself up to seated. And we're going to move into hands and knees. So into that tabletop position that we've done before. So getting shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. And as we get started, see if you can breathe in 360 degrees in this position. So belly, ribs, chest, chest, ribs, belly as you breathe out. Maybe feeling the right and the left rib cage expand. Maybe feeling a little expansion in the low back or even way up into the ribs on the back side. And then feeling what it would be like to lift one hand at a time, slowly off the mat, without leaning to the left and the right. Now one knee at a time. And then let's do hand, hand, knee, knee. And now once you've gotten a sense for that, let's do opposite hand, opposite leg, reach out and away. And then lift up off the floor and hold. So coming into bird dog here. And even in this position, can you breathe in 360 degrees? So taking a couple nice deep breaths here, feeling belly, ribs, and chest on all four sides of the body. And then as you exhale, coming back to center, going to your second side, opposite arm, opposite leg, reach and lift. Take a couple nice deep breaths. Holding here, noticing that I'm not overarching or rounding and dipping low. I'm trying to keep front hand, shoulder, head, hips, and ankle all in the same line. Good, then coming back to that tabletop position. Now let's tuck the toes under, maybe rock front to back a little bit here. And then we'll actually come back into that tabletop position, find that neutral spine, press through the hands and the toes to lift the knees up off the floor here, and hover. So this is kind of called hovering table. And even here, can you breathe in 360 degrees as you're hovering the knees off the floor? So feeling all four sides of the body as you breathe in, breathe out. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently return the knees to the floor. And then let's just come to sit on the floor or the heels here. Legs crossed. Maybe coming back into that same position you took at the beginning. And getting a sense for head over shoulders, over hips. Coming back to that breath. Close your eyes or either shifting your gaze down to the floor. And just seeing if you can do belly, ribs, chest. And then chest, ribs, belly as you breathe out. And just practice this, right? We want to get a sense for creating space, but also being able to brace those muscles at the same time while we're doing some of these more complex movements. So give it a try and practice. Okay guys, that is all for this video on the inner unit, but in the next video, we're gonna talk about hips and knees, so that ought to be interesting. I'll see you all soon. Bye.